Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, depending on where you are joining us from. It's wonderful to have so many of you on the call today. We just ask that while we're waiting for a few more people to join us, if you can put your name and the country that you are joining us from in the chat box, and we'll get started in just a few moments. Again, if you're just joining us, we're just waiting 1 or 2 more minutes for everyone to trickle in. If you could please put your name and the country you're joining us from in the chat box, that would be much appreciated. Okay, I think we will get started. So welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Kendra Lee Heaney. I am the project lead for education at the Global Schools program. And it is a pleasure to be here with all of you today. I am so excited for this panel. I think we have some really fantastic educators who are going to share some really great practical tips and tricks of how we can incorporate education for sustainable development into our school-wide our lessons and our school-wide activities. Just a few announcements before we do begin. If you are not a current advocate or alumni of the Global Schools program, you are in luck. Our applications are currently open for our next cohort of our 6-month advocate training program, and applications do close on November 24th. So we have about 1 more week for applications to remain open. If you are interested, we strongly encourage you to join, to apply for the program. And that can be found on our website, as well as if you're a little bit unsure about what the program entails, we will be having an information session tomorrow at 1 p.m. UTC, so we encourage you to join that as well. Okay. Again, information on that can be found on our website, and maybe Patricia or Sarah, you could also maybe pop those two links, the apply link and the webinar for tomorrow link in the chat. Um, one other announcement is that our other new initiative, UN at Your Doorstep, which is an incredible opportunity for teachers around the world to bring their students into high-level UN dialogue. So our next UN at Your Doorstep session is on November 25th. And it's a great opportunity. I believe the topic this month is all about COP and climate action. So we strongly encourage you to check that out as well. I think we're good to go. Oh, just 2 housekeeping announcements. So we encourage for the respect of our panelists today, we ask that you do keep your microphones muted. And we will be having a Q&A session at the end of the webinar. So please feel free throughout the session to put any comments or concerns or questions in the chat box, and we'll address them at the Q&A section. So with that, I am thrilled to turn over this presentation to Lamont. Just give me 1 second here, technical difficulties. I'm thrilled to introduce Lamont Kritzinger, the founders of Wonders of This Place Climate Education. Lamont hails from South Africa, where he completed his MBA at the Graduate School of Business, University of Cape Town. He currently resides in Dublin, Ireland. With a career spanning more than 30 years, firstly as an attorney and then moving to various insurance and banking roles, it is Lamont's extramural interest in music and his love for nature that led him to focus on the critical sustainability challenges facing our planet Earth. Launched on World Earth Day 2024 and through a global network of like-minded and focused collaboration, the Wonders of This Place Climate Education aims to positively impact the pressing climate agenda. Its point of departure is that without appreciation, gratitude, and care that is expressed and demonstrated for the Earth and its biodiversity, any actions taken to tackle climate change and sustainability issues will be superficial and short-lived. This co-creative campaign will harness the power of music, poetry, and performing arts to educate, inspire, and empower a global movement for sustainability. With a focus on engaging youth in schools globally, our primary goal is to provide educators and the youth with accessible education content and tools to maintain high levels of climate engagement. Wow, what an impressive bio, Lamont. So with that, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you very much. Thanks,
Yeah.
Kendra. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, wherever you might be. Really honored to be here, actually. It's lovely to have an invitation from the Global Schools Program. That's really a fantastic program, doing amazing work all around the world, and with my fellow esteemed speakers and panelists. So, yeah, welcome. Also, just a special shout out. I've just seen some of the comments in the chat box there. We have quite a few of our own volunteers, our in-country ambassadors today, I see, supporting us from the wonders of this place. So really nice to have them here as well. So good afternoon, good morning, everyone. So I'm going to spend a couple of minutes just telling you about, in fact, I've got three main topics today. So the first one, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the story, a little bit of a story about myself, and then also about the wonders of this place, climate education, and then I'll go on to what exactly we are doing and how we're going about that at the moment. And then thirdly, what the opportunities for educators around the world, in fact, and how they can get involved, how you can get involved in what we are doing. So I'll kick right off then. So I was that little boy who, when his parents went to visit friends or maybe strangers for the first time and went to their house, I used to go snooping around the rooms trying to see whether they had a piano in the house, because we didn't have a piano in our house. And if I did find one, I'd annoy everybody with my, attempt at playing some tunes. And eventually we got our own piano in our house. And then I annoyed everybody in my own home. So, and I'm sure some of you can relate to that in terms of starting out music at a young age. So I write a little bit of poetry as well. And I've been playing piano for over 40 years. And last year, in fact, I was playing piano one afternoon and just thought to myself, why have I never written a song before? If I can write poetry, amateur poet, but and if I play piano. So decided to write a song. So thought about what it should be about. I wanted to be something that's impactful, important to me, and decided to write a poem. It started off as a poem on the earth and the beauty of the earth and gratitude for the earth. So you can see that slide up there really is all around song inspiration being gratitude. So I'm very lucky. I've traveled all over the world, seen many, many countries, and wherever I've been, I've always been in awe of what the planet beholds and what there is for us on this planet. So that's where it started, really. And I wrote that poem in July last year, 2023, put music to it on my piano in August for the first time ever, which was an amazing experience, really. And then I had it recorded on the 18th of September, 2023. And as I was driving home from the studio, which is just up north of Dublin in Ireland, I really thought to myself, it was quite sort of inspiring to reflect on the fact that everything there was my own. I'd sort of thought up the words, the topic, the heading, the wonders of this place is what I called the poem. And I put the music to it, and then I sang it and had it recorded. And my overarching thought that afternoon was actually, at the age of 52, which I was then, why did it take so long to do that and go through that experience? And I really wanted to see what I could do to get everybody else to experience that as well. So did a little bit of homework, and I didn't know too much about climate education at that time. And I thought this poem and the wording, if you read the words, and I'll read it out in a second, that it could be used as something, as some tool, some meaningful tool, perhaps in school. So approached earthday.org in the States. They are the guardians of World Earth Day. I'm sure most of you probably know that, on the 22nd of April. And they thought it was a good idea to have this song sort of instrumental in starting something around climate education. And that's where the idea started, really. So a poem in the middle of last year became a song, which I recorded, and then we put that around an initiative, which we then called The Wonders of This Place, Climate Education. And that's really the story of it. And I'll quickly just read the poem out to you. just so that we've got the starting point here. So this is the wonders of this place. This world of ours, what does it mean when storms and droughts persist? Our life is now, but oh so short, doing the things we can't resist. Tomorrow is the future. What does tomorrow bring? To me and every other soul, where no longer we can sing about our planet that we cherish, bringing smiles to every face, with nature's heartbeat at our door. Oh, the wonders of this place. Decisions that we're making, one human at a time. This song is ours forever, but will the earth retain its chime? When in every country of our earth we're challenged to the core with issues that behold us, how can we be so sure? Tomorrow is the future. What does tomorrow bring? To me and every other soul, where no longer we can sing about our planet that we cherish, bringing smiles to every face, with nature's heartbeat at our door. Oh, the wonders of this place. Oh, the wonders of this place. So that's the poem that became a song. So if we can go to the next slide, I'll quickly just let's play and listen to the song, and you can see what it's all about.
This world of ours, what does it mean when storms and droughts persist? Our life is now, but oh so short, doing the things we can't resist. Tomorrow is the future. What does tomorrow bring? To me and every other soul, where no longer we can sing about our planet that we cherish, bringing smiles to every face, with nature's heartbeat at our door. All the wonders of this place. Decisions that we're making, one human at a time. The song is ours forever, but will the earth retain its chime? When in every country
being the
of our
advocate,
earth we're
advocate
challenged
of
to the
global
core
school in the world
with
television.
issues that behold
No,
us.
I'm the
How can
global
we be
advocate,
so
the
sure?
global advocate in
Is
the
the
world
future?
television of
What
Ghana,
does
society
tomorrow
of
bring?
God. They'll be going around to teach children.
Okay, we're going
To
to hear it.
me and every
Technical issues. Sorry, I was just trying to tell everyone to please keep their mics
No,
muted. Sorry,
no
technical
worries, no
issues.
worries, no worries.
Oh, come on. Now I'm having technical issues. Sorry. Oh,
other soul, where no longer we can sing about our planet that we cherish, bringing smiles to every face, with nature's heartbeat at our door. All the wonders of this place. All the wonders of this place.
Excellent, thank you very much. So you've just listened to and then seen, very important, the visuals in that music video. So what we decided to do was to use the poem, which is now a song, as the essence of a global campaign to trigger worldwide awareness and education around climate and sustainability. So if you look on the screen here, you'll see the primary goal really of the wonders of this place, climate education, is we use the words, those two words underlined there, climate engagement is really the key. So we want to engage specifically the youth around the world, and specifically schools we've started focusing on, to engage the subject of climate change, of earth sustainability, gratitude and care, coming from a very deep emotive space. And that's really the essence of it. So on our website, which is thewondersofThisplace.org, and that's also our email address, just by the way, is hello@thewondersofThisplace.org. You'll see there are four categories of creative arts: poetry, song and music, visual arts, so painting, drawing, sculpting, and then performing arts. We cater for all of those because we want all youth to be engaged through whatever the creative art form is that they like or that they would nurture in terms of human expression and creativity. So how do we do this? We're hoping to inspire educators. So educators on this call, educators all around the world, and then the learners to do what? It's really our little slogan you'll see on the bottom right there is step up, sing, and save our planet. So step up just means take action, do something, get involved, be part of the solution. And sing means be yourself in terms of creativity, whether it's singing or painting or dancing or sculpting, whatever it might be. And why we're doing all this is we're doing it to save our planet. So in your mother tongue, in terms of the language of your choice, is one of the key attributes and value propositions that we aspire to. So the Sustainability Development Goal, SDG 4, as I'm sure most of you would be aware of, talks to quality education. For us, quality means language. You can't have quality education in a country or on the hilltop in a rural town if you can't actually offer it in the language of that educator and of the learners. So just to give an example of one of the translations, if we can just play the next video, please. This is actually by one of our ambassadors from Greece, Marianthi Sikutu, who's an educator herself. So we can just have a listen to the wonders of this place in Greek.
κόσμος μας τι να σημαίνει όταν η καταιγίδα επιμένει. Η ζωή είναι τώρα κι όλο τρέχει, μα οι πράξεις μας έχουν νόημα. Αύριο είναι το μέλλον, μα όμως τι θα βγει αν πια εμείς και τα ζώα στη γη δεν έχουμε φωνή για τον πλανήτη που αγαπάμε. Δίνει χαρά σε κάθε ψυχή, η καρδιά της φύσης είναι εδώ, τα θαύματα της γης. Παίρνοντας τις αποφάσεις ένα βήμα τη φορά, η μουσική μοιάζει να μας ανήκει, αλλά τον ήχο η γη κρατά. Κάθε χώρα στο πλανήτη δοκιμάζεται σκληρά. Συγχωρηματά μας κοιτούν στα μάτια, πρέπει να δράσουμε για αύριο είναι το μέλλον, μα όμως τι θα βγει αν πια εμείς και τα ζώα στη γη δεν έχουμε φωνή για τον πλανήτη που αγαπάμε. Δίνει χαρά σε κάθε ψυχή, η καρδιά της φύσης είναι εδώ, τα θαύματα της γης. Τα θαύματα της γης.
So I could listen to Marianthi's voice all day long. She has a beautiful, beautiful voice. It was actually quite emotional for me the first time I heard that when she sent me the recording. So Marianthi Sikoutou is the singer there. She's an educator herself in Athens in Greece, and she's our in-country ambassador for Greece, along with many others who joined the call today. So just on this slide, it's a little bit small there, but it just brings it together. In terms of what I've been saying, so sort of this is a rectangle, right? And the four sides represents music and song at the top, performing arts on the left, poetry and writing at the bottom, visual arts on the right. And that's the whole spectrum of creative arts that we focus on in schools. In the middle there, you can see that represents the earth, and there all the continents. And we've just translated a little paraphrase there: to express myself in this way for our planet feels wonderful. And that you'll see is in Chinese, in Spanish, in Portuguese, in Swahili, a whole lot of different languages there, in Russian. So that's exactly what we're doing. You've just heard the Greek version of the same poem, the same song, the same visuals. And what we're busy doing right now around the world is translating that poem and that song so that it can be used in the class, in an education environment all around the world, so that we can include everybody. There's one click on this slide just to show you, and we do that primarily through our in-country ambassadors around the world. We have about 84 of them now, and we're in just over 60 countries now. So we've grown quite quickly. We started in April with 5 countries. We had Cameroon, Uganda, Ghana, Greece, and South Africa, and we're now in about 64 countries. All right, so I'm just going to show you one of the introductions of one of the ambassadors in the next clip, all the way from Cameroon. If we can just show the next video, please.
Hi, I am Roosevelt Gatita. I am the in-country ambassador for the Wonder of This Place Climate Education here in Cameroon, precisely in Yaoundé. I must say the Wonder of This Place Climate Education is a dream that I have been planning to work with people who protect our environment. Thank you for this opportunity and remain blessed. Bobongu, Moye Wan Mita, Northwest Region, Cameroon. Buchubichi Chomo, Oborobomo.
Excellent. Good to hear from Roosevelt. So Roosevelt was one of our original in-country ambassadors at the start from Cameroon. So I want to spend just a little bit more time on this next slide. And you'll see at the top left there, we've actually designed a course called Step Up and Sing. And we've gone out to that, to a couple of schools to pilot. So I'll just spend a minute talking about this, just to give you a sense. So this is a course right now that you can actually do in your school. And it's a really exciting course. It's a very basic course, but it's quite impactful, we believe. And I'll share a little bit of the learnings. So there's just 3 lessons with the course. It's called Step Up and Sing. You can see there lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. And essentially what the educator does is play the video that you've just seen. And if it's in a Greek school, as an example, where they speak Greek, the Greek video will be played. And we've designed a comprehensive facilitator's guide for the educator to do this course step by step. You don't need to be a climate scientist. You don't need specialist knowledge. Any educator can really do it. It's quite engaging. It's quite a lot of fun, actually. So lesson 1 focuses on the visuals. So you've seen the video twice yourself now. In fact, during the course, the learners will see it about 5 times with a specific focus on what they need to look out for in the video. The research shows it's actually a very effective way of learning using a music video. Firstly, when you play it for a start, you don't even need to introduce it. The learners just keep quiet because they all want to listen and watch and see what's happening. And then when it's done, you can just ask, for example, who saw the lion, or who saw the elephant, or who saw the plastic bottle lying on the beach? Where did that come from? It didn't fall out the sky. So the content that we've created really is to educate the learners around biodiversity, the 11 animals in the video, around climate change. What's the cause of that? How does it come about? Etc., etc. So lesson 1 focusing on the visuals. Lesson 2 focuses on the words of the poem. The words, it's actually a poem. So the older learners will do a bit of a poetry analysis. The younger learners will focus on key discussion points and key words and understanding the meaning of those words. And then lesson 3 brings it all together and talks to the actions. What are the actions for us where we are? So the reason I called this poem The Wonders of This Place is so that it could be relatable everywhere in the world for a learner sitting in Yaoundé in Cameroon or in Goma in the DRC. It's this place that counts. It's where I am. It's the actions I can take as a learner. It's the climate change impact where I am, which is very different all around the world, as we know. So that, in essence, a very quick summary of our what we call our Step Up and Sing course, comprising 3 lessons. They're 45 to 60 minutes each. They're relatively short. The music video is only 2.5 minutes, and this is all age appropriate. So just to mention, we followed the Global School Program guidelines issued in November last year, and we have 4 age groups, 6 to 9, 9 to 12, 12 to 15, 15 to 18. So that's the lesson. The lesson then ends with an introduction of also a very exciting group project, and that's at the bottom of the screen there, and I'll just explain that very quickly. It's also called Step Up and Sing, because it follows on from the Step Up and Sing course. It's educator-led, all right, so the teacher is involved, but we divide the class or the group into 7 groups, and they choose which group they'd like to be. Now, not every learner is artistic, okay, naturally, or is musical naturally, or can write a poem naturally. So there's an affinity to different kinds of groups. So we have, as an example, we have a project management group to make sure that this project gets run on time. There's the research team who decides what topic the poem is going to be written about. And then there's what we call the poetry factory, who actually go out and write the poem. They have like 7-8 days to write the poem on the topic that the research team decided. And when they come back and they hand it all to the music factory, one of the poems is chosen to be a song. And somebody in the music factory needs to put a music melody to that poem to make it a song, just like I did in August last year. And they've got to record the song. And then there's the music, the video production team who put visuals to amplify the meaning of the poem as well. So essentially, if you just listen to that, it's a very quick summary. You can see that what we're trying to do is we're trying to use project-based learning. We're trying to use creative arts, human expression. When the project comes around, the class can do whatever they like. They can choose whatever theme they'd like. If they're in Mauritius, maybe they're going to be talking about the coral reefs disappearing because the sea is warming up. If they're in Peru, perhaps the Amazon forest disappearing because of all, whatever it might be, whatever's topical to that class, to that country, to that region. So this is a course and a group project. We're very happy to say we've just finished the first pilot at a school in South Africa, just outside of Cape Town, a little village called Hermanus. There were about 16 learners in the class, and the teacher there, the educator Christel Grimbeek, has just finalized that, and we got the results of that I'll share in a minute. So that's the Step Up and Sing course and the Step Up and Sing group project. And I've brought 2 case studies. If we can just go through to the next, just to the next slide, please. I brought 2 case studies just to share, and maybe if we can just play the video first, and then I'll come back to the slide if you don't mind.
With nature's heartbeat and a glow, all the wonders of
So that's the school choir of the Moorgrove Primary School in a city called Gqeberha. It used to be called Port Elizabeth. In fact, that's my hometown. When I was born, it was called Port Elizabeth. That's in South Africa. And there you can hear, that's in English, right? You can hear a choir singing the song. Deeply engaged, really, and it took them about 2-3 months to learn the words. It's a very easy song for choirs to sing. So the one thing I'd encourage you all, if you're at a school where there's a choir, or if you'd like to start a choir, the choir can sing the song. We've got the music available. We've got the backing. The instrumental backing is quite easy to do, and that's one way that you can participate. I was actually at that school in July. That's my primary school. I went there 40 years ago, and I was invited there. Really lucky to spend the morning with them, and spent about 20 minutes just talking to the school as well. That's an example in our educator guide. We've got a lot of examples of whole school activities that you can participate in around the creative arts by category. So whether it's poetry and writing, song and music, visual arts, or performing arts, if you have a look at our guide, and we can send along to you, you can have a look and see what are the ideas that you can actually implement in your school. So really a wonderful way to spend some time at a school is getting the choir involved. If you go to our YouTube channel, you could actually hear some feedback from the choir master and the principal at that school, and also some of the choir members as well. So have a look at our YouTube channel. The Wonders of This Place is the name. So lastly, just to give some feedback on the course then. So just at the bottom of the screen there. So this is the first pilot that I spoke about. It's now completed. It was done at the Generation School in Cape Town under Christel Grumbeek, and really quite an amazing experience. In fact, our ambassador in South Africa, Pamela Broadley, and I were very, very involved with this class. We had a few sessions with them. We chatted to them. We explained the purpose of it, and we took them along this journey. It was the first one we did, so we wanted to do a bit of hand-holding, and we did a train the trainer with Christel. And Christel actually conducted this course on her own. So just a reminder, it's 3 lessons. It's only an hour each. You can actually do it on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can do it week 1, week 2, week 3. You can decide how to do it. And the essence of the course is learn about climate through the Wonders of This Place, climate education video, then go on to the project and do your own and make your own. And so I'm just going to play the next video quickly just to show you what they delivered this class as their project from scratch by themselves, the words, the music, the video, everything else.
Welcome to Omanus as the whales swim from ocean blue, where the dussies play among rocks by coastal view. Proteas cover the mountains in blazing beauty. A baboon pack wanders for all to see. Grey-headed gulls fly out over the sand. But now I see litter flood the land. How much it would hurt to see it fall. We face the threat of losing it all.
Don't want a world with plastic beaches and oil oceans. Don't want a world without an ecosystem's motion. Don't want a world with no biodiversity at all. Don't want a world built on the rubbles of the earth.
We need to take action. There are thousands of things you can do in everyday life to prevent global warming. Refillable coffee cups, unplug unused chargers, and turn off lights when they aren't needed. Energy-efficient appliances, public transport. Stop buying things you don't need. The shipping alone adds so much CO2 into the atmosphere. Waste less, and do more today. We are looking at the biggest crisis in Earth's history today because of the choices we made in all our yesterdays. And now it's up to us to build a better tomorrow.
Don't want a world with plastic beaches and oil oceans. Don't want a world without an ecosystem's motion. Don't want a world with no biodiversity at all. Don't want a world built on the rubbles of the earth.
So all of that created by learners age 15 to 16 at a school in Hermanus. The quote that I really stood out for me, you may have heard the narrator there say, waste less and do more today. So from our perspective, certainly that's true climate education right there. And project, I just want to read a couple of, we did a survey and impact report afterwards. And what was highlighted by the learners was what worked well: teamwork, communication, understanding the topic, the end product, the music video they're very proud of, working together, and etc. So really a lot of project-based learnings there. Just to mention, we asked 2 specific questions to assess the impact. Because we're using the creative arts, the questions are a little bit more deep-rooted maybe than in other sort of impact reports. Very simply, we asked for a score out of 10 each learner to rate themselves before the project and right at the end, how much they care for the earth, 1 to 10. And we also asked how engaged are they currently on the topic of climate change. Just those 2 questions. And we took all the answers in. And the good news is it went up 5%. Their caring factor, okay, overall in the class, and 9% it went up in terms of their engagement on the subject of climate change. So there's some positive learnings there. The good news is we've moved on since then. That was our first pilot. We have one happening right now, and I think we have the principal, Bukolo Ajiada, with us today as well. We're busy at the Oda Oten Grammar School in Nigeria with our second pilot. We're about 2-3 weeks in. Just a really good role model. I just wanted to call this out. So the principal at this school has taken the liberty to write to the Ministry of Education to get them to approve and to get the local inspectorate of education to approve that they can do this course so that they're aware of it. They're actually quite excited about it, the education department. And sometimes I think it just takes, an action by an educator to say, we want to do this. Let's do it. So, and then we're doing pilots in Madagascar, which started on Saturday last week, and we're planning one in Lesotho. So just to end off, I just wanted to show one last slide. That's what we're doing at the moment. We're busy with lots of translations all around the world so that we can actually do these courses. And I'll end off just to say thank you and give you one sense of, here's a recording actually happening in the DRC at the moment in Swahili, which is a language spoken quite a lot in Africa. So we can just play out. This is a lovely musician, Jonathan. So thanks for listening to me. We'll end off with this.
Ulimwengu unamaanisha nini?
wakati turupoka mendelea, maisha yetu ni fupi sana, kufanya mambo hatuwezi pinga. Kesho ni siku zijazo, kesho italeta nini kwangu na kila nafsi nyingine. Hatuwezi tena kuimba juu ya sayari, tunatamani kuleta smile kwa kila uso na mdun ya moyo kwenye mulango wetu. O maajabu ya dunia.
Thank you, everyone. It's been lovely to talk to you, and you know where to get us on our website or hello@thewondersofThisplace.org. Thank you for having the Wonders of This Place.
Thank you so much, Lamont. This was wonderful. Very, very impactful. Patricia, my colleague, messaged me in the middle of the student project and said, "Wow, I have goosebumps," and I was feeling the same sentiment. So thank you so much. Now I am very pleased to turn over to our teacher panel. And to begin, I am thrilled to welcome Ben Williams-Olaka, who is an English creative arts teacher at Chimoy, sorry, Ben, if I'm mispronouncing this, at Chimoy Comprehensive School in Kenya. And he has also been a teacher coach and mentor in various fields, including RLM, LTK, ABRA, and currently also within Sunday school teacher training. He's also the founder of Trickle Harvesters Energy and Trickle Institution. Ben trained as a Global Schools Advocate in 2023 and has since become a Global Schools mentor to many other teachers across East Africa. He loves developing skills for his learners, youth, and teachers. So we are thrilled to welcome you, Ben. Where are you, Ben?
Here I am.
Perfect. Let's just, Patricia, can you spotlight Ben for me, please?
I'm trying. It's I don't know if it's my computer, but I'm finding it slightly difficult to find people today for some reason.
Okay.
Here, I'm done.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Okay, as you look for my perhaps a slide to put it on the screen, I wish that everybody that is in the house to give an applause to our Lamont. Lamont's production and presentation has been so powerful. And I will wish that all of us, let us appreciate by showing a reaction to our Lamont's presentation. I think it is the base that has been laid down so that as we build from it, it will give us the base that we can build on it, especially in music. So let us show some love to Lamont, please. Thank you. Okay, as been my introduction, I'm Ben Williams from Kenya, and I take music, arts, and also English. And today I was privileged to present this to you, Creativity for Change, which was our theme today. And in our Creativity for Change, we want just to see how we can embed or how we can put ESD in these subjects, especially the art-based subjects. So please move on. You will be assisting me to move on. Thank you for those that are showing some love to Lamont's presentation, and God bless you. Next. We saying that this, when we incorporate ESD into arts lesson, it gives us a creative way to engage students with sustainability issues while encouraging them to express personally or do critical thinking or also do a community involvement, because our learners are not coming from mass. They are with us and they are in our community. So while they are in a community setting, then we need to use this art, we need to incorporate ESD so that these learners can do the same thing in their homes when they are back at home. Like what Lomond has just done in music, training music for 3 months, and then they bring up what they have in their capacity. It is just quite awesome because it cannot only be done in school, but it can be done also at home with the support from them. So ESD will just make sure that there is personal expression, critical thinking, and community involvement. Next, yeah, good, thank you. So there are many ways that we can incorporate ESD in our, let me say, the creative arts. Very many, like using recycled or upcycled materials. They are also focusing on nature and ecology, a way that we can incorporate ESD. Another way is exploring environmental and social issues through art. I'll be explaining some of them as we move. Then introducing sustainable art practices. Another one is using art as a tool for community engagement. There is another one, encouraging reflective and critical arts projects. I'm just mentioning them, but I'll be giving them out how I've been using some of them in my class. Then another one is linking art to cultural and indigenous perspectives on sustainability. The second last, in creative arts, incorporating digital and eco-friendly art forms. And lastly, creating storytelling projects around sustainability. These are just some of the ways we can incorporate them in creative arts. Our next, talking about music. So how can we incorporate them in music? How can we incorporate ESD in music? Exploring environmental themes through lyrics and songwriting. I've just loved what Lomond has done, because he has really explained how you write a song, step up, and then that message that was there. Incorporating lyrics that talks about environment. I just loved it. In fact, what I wanted to present in the music, I think Lomond has done it very perfectly. Then using culturally diverse music to highlight social sustainability. Another one, incorporating instrument making from recycled materials. Then exploring the ecological footprint of music production. Another one is connecting music with the social and environmental movements. I think I got a question, someone was asking Lomond about the visual arts. Somebody was asking visual arts. Do they appear in his presentation? So we are just saying connecting music with the social and environmental movements. We could see, I liked the video that was portraying animals in the parks moving around. So instead of you dancing, let the animals dance as we enjoy the music, like the whale sailing in water, the lion waking up. They were just so quite captivating. Then developing empathy and emotional engagement through music. Somebody commented just here that that music from South Africa, it is emotionally attaching. It is really carrying one emotionally. So I loved it. Then number 7 perhaps, organizing sustainable music events. Here in Kenya, we do it oftenly each year, at least term 1 and term 2, our learners go for music competitions. So that music events, those music events, make sure that ESD is being discussed learners can come up with the themes, or the organizers of the music event come up with the theme, perhaps on sustainability, climate change. Like this year's theme was on climate change. And the learners were able to discuss or to present their music in various forms. Let us see ways that I have used here and there in music. Thank you. Now, one of the ways that I've incorporated in my classroom was using recycled and upcycled materials. Those pictures you are seeing there, those our learners could be able to come up with the key holders using materials that were thrown in our markets. They went there, collected those wrappers, and they were able to join it together to make a key holder. So encouraging students to create art form, recycled and found materials, such as bottle caps, newspapers, cupboards, just to reflect environmental themes. So while we are working on waste management, using the arts, collecting these materials, the recycled materials, the waste materials, coming with them together, then we are making something that is tangible, that's something that you can sell. Then we are revolving around waste management without really putting these children into the dark pits or where the dumping sites are, so that they can walk there collecting that and perhaps depositing them, decomposing them, or putting them somewhere else. Now, this one, according to ESD, the connection, this approach teaches students about waste reduction, resourcefulness, and the environmental impact of consumerism. We can tell which SDGs are those. The next slide. Focusing on nature and ecology. Introducing, this is how I've been conducting my lesson, introducing native themed art projects where students create artwork inspired by local ecosystem or climate patterns, outdoor sketching or painting sessions in natural environments, which deepens their connection to the subject. Here you allow your students to go out in the environment and let them do some paintings, let them do some sketching, let them do some drawing, let them do some something that they feel they can talk about, they can express through art. Now, looking at that picture there, this is one of the photos of my learners who went out into a meeting that was advocating for climate change. And when they came back, they were able, or this student was able to draw what he thought was happening in that meeting. Connection by ESD. So by focusing on ecological elements, I think your computer has put something there I cannot read.
Sorry.
Yes, thank you. So by focusing on ecological elements, students gain awareness of biodiversity. So this learner of mine who drew this picture was expressing how that person was presenting his idea to the crowd that was attending about climate action that was needed to be taken. So ESD connection, ecological elements. So students gain awareness of biodiversity, conversation, and that is where we want our students to zero around. Conversation, conversing, collaborating about environmental aspects. So when they are conversing, then ESD is being built in them. Next. Okay, incorporating digital and eco-friendly art forms, I'll just be brief about it. You can see that post there. We were using forms like robotics to teach about coming up with a solution to clean our marine ecosystem. So cleaning our marine ecosystem using digital forms where learners don't need just to go to the marine itself, but they can come up with a solution digitally using robotics to do ESD, incorporating the digital aspect into curriculum. Next. I'll be very fast because of time. And lastly, it is about music, creating storytelling projects around sustainability. Here, you will see my learner who drew a comic book, a story that talks about sustainability. And I will wish that my presenter just to click so that people can see how the comic book moves. Yes, we can see that one. You can see, you can see, you can see, you can see. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Yes. So that is a story about ecology where there were trees. Somebody came with an axe, cut all the trees. But after a talk, then the people started also planting the trees. Then the rivers came back and there is planting of food. That is the storage of food. Thank you. Lastly, it's about music. I won't take too long about music because I think Lomond has cleared almost everything that we will like to say. But student creating simple instruments using recycled material. There is one student who used maize straws to create a guitar, okay, an African guitar. We can just show them the picture because of time. Yeah, that was made from maize stalks, and it could play very well. When we get time, I will be giving you the sound that it produces, but not now, but I'll give you a link towards it. Thank you. So using music to advocate for education, food production, and combat poverty. This activity can highlight the importance of partnerships. And I think we have seen how Lomond has used partnership in South Africa. He has also showed the interest of Lingala from Cameroon and all us, and the lady that sang so very well. That is partnership in music. Then it brings out the global aspect of ESD. Thank you. Okay, challenges are so many. I will be sharing this slide so that people can just read about the challenges and the tips on how to come out with their strong ESD. So I will not read, but I will ask the presenter from the other end to share the slide so that members that are in the panel can read on their own. But otherwise, because of time, thank you very much. So those were challenges. These are just tips. These are just tips. Just continue because we shall give them the slides so that they read on their own. I'm just looking at time because I would like my presenters, my co-presenters also to come up with their presentations. So those are resources where we can get resources that are based on arts, educational toolkits, and guides which are found in UNESCO, ESD toolkit, Creative Carbon, and all that. Then online platforms and communities like Eco Schools. Number 3, lesson plans and art projects ideas like those found in National Art Education Association. Number 4, sustainable art materials and supplies, which are found in Scrunger's Center for Reusable Art. parts. And number 5, training and professional development, the Cloud Institute for Sustainability, and even these global schools now, we are coming up to train teachers over the same. Then number 6, documentaries and inspirations for projects like wastelands. Those are recommended resources that teachers can use to empower themselves and empower the classroom in incorporating ESD into their subjects. Next. Thank you very much. It has been a pleasure that we have shared this, though in a short while. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ben. This was a fantastic presentation. We thank you so much. I love the idea of creating your own instruments. That's an extremely exciting idea. So perhaps you could create an instrument like Ben suggested, and then use that to play the wonders of this place song. Sorry guys, technical challenges. There we go. Okay, so now I am thrilled to welcome up our second panelist. Next, we have Manisha Verma, a visual arts educator with 14 years of experience. And Manisha is based in Delhi, India. Her current role in an IB school has exposed her to innovative teaching methodologies. Manisha trained as a Global Schools advocate in 2023, and she has since become a Global Schools mentor to other teachers across India. She is eager to contribute her expertise and learn from others in this collaborative environment. So with that, Manisha, we'll turn it over to you.
Namaste to everyone. I'm Manisha from India, Delhi, and I am apologize, and I am very happy, and I got the opportunity to speak about my subject. So I would like to share my thoughts and my feelings which I go through art. So over here, you can just see about the sustainability in visual arts, hand-on approaches. So before that, I would like to introduce, as a PYP visual art teacher, I believe that art has the power not only to inspire creativity, but also foster a deep understanding of global issues. By integrating ESDs into our art curriculum, we can empower our students to become responsible global citizens. Art also provides a unique platform for exploring complex issues through creative expressions. By incorporating ESDs into our art lessons, like an example, raising awareness. So art can visually represent environmental and social issues, sparking curiosity and empathy in students, promoting critical thinking. So as we approach two learnings, we also have the sub skills of critical thinking. And here we can analyze and question, the students can analyze and question the world around them, leading to critical thinking and problem solving skills. Inspiring actions, motivating students to take action, whether it's reducing waste, conserving resources, or advocating for social justice. So how can we practically strategize for integrating ESDs into visual art? There are, according to me, there are some themes which I think and which we inculcate in our program, in our curriculum, in our school, which comes under the base program project. The environmental themes like the climate change, pollution, biodiversity, loss through art projects. So students can create artwork that raise awareness about the issues. Like over here, I would like to share in our entire schools in the PYP and MYP and DP. So students have created posters on raising the environmental theme, like less using 1 minute. So less using of tissue papers. So they have created posters and they have placed those posters in the washroom, for the staff washrooms and for the student washroom. So where they are just explaining use less tissue papers. And connecting to this, we have also initiated on 29th July, our school took a pledge as a PYP educator. Our school had an pledge that instead of using tissue papers, we are going to dry our hands, just having the wave in our hand like this, and let it dry naturally, so we can reduce the using of paper as much as possible. Then comes to the social justice. So over here, we address to the topics like poverty, inequality, human rights through art. Students create artworks that promote empathy and understanding. Cultural diversity, where students explore art through different culture forms and different tradition. Over here, we with students, we create different kinds of artwork. We create different kinds of artwork from all over the world. It's not just about India, but we try to inculcate different forms of traditional art into our subject. Here comes the sustainable practice, which I am going to present in front of you all. So eco-friendly materials like the recycled materials, which are sustainable in art supplies. Over here, I'm trying to represent the paper mache, where our hands-on activity was created by our students. So what initiate we took is all around the school in our PYP, there are so many waste of papers. So instead of wasting those paper, I had with my principal, I had an idea. Why not we should create out something out of those waste papers, and we started collecting all the used, the waste printout papers, the cutout papers, and waste whatever was all around in our PYB. We collected them, shredded the paper, and we started using as a paper mache activity. Please, Sarah, can you move on to the next slide, Kendra? So over here, the paper meshes was started from grade 1 till grade 5 students. So students have created those beautiful bowls and glass trays and planters, which we used to sell it out at our end of the session. And when we collect those money, we give it to the NGO. So we are trying to help out using those waste materials, and we are collecting the money, helping the NGOs, the students, the other peoples. Over here, I would like to say that we are also connecting to the poverty. So our students are also very much glad and very much happy that in somehow they are trying to help out others, which with the with food or with clothes, whatever they are required with. So we have an initiate of every year. We have a collection of all the waste or the leftover art materials, or the leftover or discarded clothes which the students want to discard. So we collect them and we donate them. So we also donate new blankets to the NGOs and the poor peoples, which goes on. Then comes to the minimal wastage in our art room. So here our PYP students actively participate to the third slide. So we use discarded paper collected from our school for paper mache craft. The process of making is a fun and interactive way for students to learn about recycling and upcycling materials. So they are taught from the beginning how to create the pulp and the discarded paper with water and glue, and then forming into a shape. And the picture shows here they has been taught about the life cycle of the paper by using discarded paper, encouraging students to be mindful of their paper consumptions. So we try to use a small tiny bit of paper, and when the paper is totally used and it's the leftover, the discarded part, we again use it as a recycled paper. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Over here, I would like to again say a wonderful thing, a wonderful artwork done by our students. So we recently had an inter-school competition with Bindu Art in Illusion Art, where we have used the waste bottle caps and the entire structure which you see in the picture, the poles, even the poles are the waste poles. They are not the fresh ones. These are the discarded poles which are being used for canvases. So, and this concentric circles which you find out are the small tiny circles, the bottle caps, which has been used to create this illusion art. And I would appreciate that we have been awarded as the winner, the first prize of this art. So this is also an artistic expression which our student in our school creates and expose. So move on to the next slide, please. Over here, we also have so these topics are also integrated with our unit, and maybe it's uses of materials or transforming e-waste into art. So here, beyond the paper, we also encourage our students to explore e-waste art. Students learn about the challenges posed by e-waste and the importance of responsible disposal. We gather discarded electronics components such as circuit boards, wires, buttons, and use them to create unique sculptures and installation. This activity promotes a deeper understanding of environmental impact of e-waste and inspire innovative solutions for reuse and recycles. By transforming e-waste into art, we teach students about the circular economy and importance of reducing waste. So to we try to promote energy efficient practices such as turning off the lights, unplugging equipments when not in use. So these small these small initiate, I think, can help our students to transform e-waste, to transform recycles or upcycles into an art, and where we can through posters or through raising awareness in any form of activity, we can teach our students to be aware about the global warming or the scenarios which are going all around us. So this is how I think we can help our students to promote about art. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much, Venetia. There's your last slide here.
So inspiring, again, we inspire sustainable practice through creativity. So reduce, reuse and recycle, that is what I want to say. We emphasize the importance of reducing waste, reusing materials and recycling whenever it is required. And I would like to add a few examples. So a small one more initiative has been started from our school. So instead of distributing toffees or chocolates at the time of festivals or Christmas or any other international festive, so instead of that, we have started with sweets, because the sweets are not having wrappers or anything. They are having papers, the butter papers, which can be later on recycled. And so we have started the initiative of using sweets instead of chocolates. And over here again comes the environmental awareness. We educate students about environment challenges and the role of sustainable practice in protecting our planet. Creative solutions. We encourage innovative thinking and creative solutions for transforming waste into valuable resources, which can actually help and decorate the environment next to us. Community engagement. We engage our students in community initiatives to raise awareness about sustainable and inspire positive change. So in our school, one more important thing, one more important aspect I would like to add here is we are in our POI, in our program of inquiry, we are having SDGs inculcate from early years to grade 5. And this is a very good practice that each and every different age of students are having sustainable program as per their ages. And this is what I like about my school curriculum, which helps our early years to grade 5 to move more on to the sustainable program, and to have awareness about the global situation which is going on. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Manisha. This was a fantastic presentation. It was great to see some of the really creative ideas that you've been implementing within your school. Last but not least, I am thrilled to welcome Winnie Chakra, who is an accomplished IBDP and MYP music teacher in Harare, Zimbabwe. Her teaching philosophy is centered on learning engagement and lifelong learning. She holds a Master's of Education in Advanced Teaching and a Bachelor of Arts in Music, and has been dedicated to teaching music since January 1999. With over 2 decades of experience, Winnie has successfully prepared students for national and international music exchange programs, ensuring that they build a solid musical and cultural foundation. She co-led a group representing Africa with marimba music at Argentina's Agazu on Concierto Internacional Music Festival from 2014 to 19. And between 2007 and 2019, she co-led marimba and choir groups in Malawi, Zambia, Brazil, USA, including states such as Colorado, New York, Massachusetts, Maine, and Connecticut. Winnie enjoys performing with her husband and their 2 children, and recently they received an invitation to play marimba at Steenberg in Winnipeg, Canada. Her extensive background and dedication in music education reflect her belief in the transformative power of the arts in fostering student growth and potential. So Winnie, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you very much, Kendra. I appreciate Global Schools, and I appreciate my colleague, Sarah, who's the, I'll say, ambassador. Sorry, Sarah, if I say the wrong title, but I know you're the representative of Global Schools here in Southern Africa. I appreciate this opportunity. Thank you to our keynote speaker and my co-panelists. Before I talk, I want everybody to stand up and dance. So I'm going to ask Kendra to play from that link. Here in Zimbabwe, we believe in music and dance. So she's just going to play for about 4 minutes. Let's see. Stretch.
Just trying to get the...
It's okay if that doesn't
Oh,
show.
screen sharing is paused. Sorry, everyone. Can you not see my screen anymore? Was it working?
No,
No,
I
sorry,
can't see you.
No,
technical difficulties
no, we
here.
can't see it.
Sorry, just give me one moment. Technical issues. There we go. My apologies.
No worries, Kendra. The other ones will play. I can still just move to.
Sorry, Winnie.
Thank you, Kendra.
I didn't do the correct time, but I apologize.
It's okay, but it still worked, and I wanted you to stop there. Thank you. To those of you who don't know marimba music at all, what you just listened to, that's marimba sound. I'm going to talk about ESDs in particular, just focusing on music, what I'm doing at school with the students, and as a school, what you're doing in the music department. So everything that I'm going to play here is coming from the school website. So I sought permission to use the website. So you can also go to the school YouTube channel and watch more of that. So in class, students will create music. They will also analyze music with the UN SDGs in mind. And one of the musical analysis included SDG 5, gender equality. In my culture, by the way, I'm Zimbabwean, so I teach in my country. In my culture, it's unheard of for a woman to play instruments. This instrument that you just heard, marimba or mbira. Yes, that's marimba in the picture. That's fine. You can show that. Or what we are seeing in this first slide. So it's unheard of. But looking at today's world, this is what we are fighting for. We believe in not leaving anyone behind. So even as we learn our music, every child has the opportunity to play instruments. And again, going further, we are not a school that just focuses on one side. So we are not concentrating on Western music only. We also incorporate world music, and that includes the host country music. So marimba is our main instrument. So we play it, and sometimes we fuse it with other instruments. So I want you, Kendra, to go to slide 3. Slide 2 is just introducing me. You've already done that. But on slide 3, you notice we have our strategic priorities, and these are shaping personal excellence, inclusion, so which goes with that SDG 5, and leaders linked locally and globally. So next slide, please. Focusing on SDG 5, you notice when we play even this celebratory music, please go play on 1.1310 up to 1.1340. I want you to see how we can use a diverse group, using music to teach about diversity and inclusion, thus leaving no one behind. And we are exploring instruments from different cultures, which this fosters appreciation of global citizenship, which we advocate for. So you're going to listen for about a minute to that fusion of marimba and orchestral instruments. That's on the, okay. Thank you very much. What you've just seen there was what our students do in class and those who do the CCA Marimba. So from that idea grew another idea. This became a teacher-led, which I called MAD project, Make a Difference project. So I was thinking of making a difference in my country. So I realized that in my country we hold a lot of musical competitions, which I believe can be very stressful. I'm a person who's really inclined to watching children's well-being when I'm teaching. So I thought, instead of competitions, why not look at students' collaboration? So my school allowed me to start a project which I called Marimba Bira. Bira simply means a party or a gathering of enjoying. It originally started when our people in my culture are appeasing their ancestors, so they play music all night long. But I didn't want it to be all night long in the beginning, but the idea of gathering as a big group. So we invited a lot of local schools, and I allowed students to take leadership roles, helping me to organize. So the Marimba Bira became something popular. And in 2023, it was themed with SDG 4, quality education, where we are saying as HIS, we are taking music out beyond the classroom and taking it to other children so that they're not always stressed. As they play the instruments, they enjoy the collaboration, they're working together, and they're using the host country instruments and sometimes fusing with others. So if you watch a bit of that Marimba Bira 2023, please play. You will see the number of students playing. In my country, it's normal for 8 people only to play those instruments, but we expanded it to be bigger.
Just 1 second here. Switching back and forth between the PowerPoint and the
It's
video.
okay.
Okay. This is the correct one, yes, Vinny? Yes, the Marimba 2023. And at 104. when you just in respective time, I think we'll go back to this.
It's okay. This is fine. Thank you so much. After 2023, it became more popular. It started with 7 schools, and then in 2024, we doubled the number, we more than doubled the number of participants, and we were still working with the UN SDGs theme, and this time SDG 3, good health and well-being. I realized that when students play marimba, the joy is just overwhelming. And when they come to meet, they literally spend a whole day at our school. So from the morning, we are meeting, having time to socialize, having time to rehearse together, and then finally give a 1 hour concert to the whole community. And so the whole community looks forward to this, and they come and celebrate with us. So we find that using the host country instruments and incorporating other instruments is helping to push the ESDs in our school, besides other arts ESDs that are happening at school. I'm just focusing on music, and in particular in marimba. The challenges that we are facing, I think it has grown bigger than what I was thinking. So I remember approaching Sarah, telling her that I don't think I can handle it on my own, because it looks like it's going international as well. More people are asking if they can join. So more local schools and more people from outside Zimbabwe, especially those that I visited, playing as well. Please excuse the marimba sounds in the background. My family is practicing. They forgot that I'm talking here. So those would be the challenges. And then because the numbers are growing, for instance, in 2023, we had 120 students, but in 2024, we were talking of 270 participants. So 2025, I guess the number is going to even be bigger. And the dream is to actually go into the Guinness World Book of Records. We're planning to have a 24-hour marimba playing, still themed under the UN SDGs. And in particular, we are focusing on students' well-being as well. Thank you. I'm looking at time. You say 10 minutes, so I think I'm done.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Winnie. That was incredible. And no need to apologize for the music in the background. It enhanced it. It was beautiful. Please tell your family that we sincerely appreciate. And thank you so much. I had never heard this type of music before, but I'm loving it. Definitely wanting to hear more. So I'll definitely have to follow up with you and Sarah on more on this project. Thank you, everybody. I know we are over time, but all of our speakers had such incredible presentations. I hope you all enjoyed. I know we are over time by about 6 minutes. However, maybe we can just spend about maybe 10 minutes doing a quick Q&A. So Patricia and Sarah, I know that you guys have been monitoring the chat box. So maybe I will turn it over to you if that's okay to lead us in some questions. Patricia or Sarah?
Right. Thank you, Kendra. We do have one question here for Lumond, and it's from Musa asking if it's possible to have 2 or more ambassadors in the same country.
Yes, thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Musa. No, absolutely. In fact, working as a team is desirable. Countries are massive, so we have countries with 3 or 4 ambassadors already. So no, definitely, we prefer to have a team. Yeah, so all interest is welcome.
Thank you. And we have a question for Ben. Some examples of upcycled materials, and this question is from Bukola. Ben, if you are still here.
Ben, it does look like you're on mute.
Yes, repeat the question again. Yes.
Bukola is wondering if you could give some examples of upcycled materials.
Okay, upcycled materials are those materials that has been used already, but it has undergone a process like building robotics. Building those robots, you can use material that had been used, but they have undergone another change. They have undergone prototyping, then you come up with a new material again.
Thank you. And also from Nia Nasoa, how long for each session you need to extend these ideas? This is for Ben again. They are on the initiation of this program and they wanted to know more about. I think the question is just the in terms of putting time into these projects. How much time would you say you could do this with the students?
And again, Ben,
Was the question directed to me?
Yes, I'm sorry, Ben. Yes, it's for you.
That repeat the question again.
The question is how long for each session that you need to extend these ideas. They are on the initiation of the program and they would like to know more about this project.
Okay, as Lamont had initially suggested, about 3 months, then the initial thing will have come to light. Then you can be able to present the same. Like Manisha, who have established their systems, they can take a shorter time, but to establish from the ground, it takes more time. Like 3 months, it will be okay.
Right, thank you. And for Manisha, there's a question from Gloria. I'm sorry I cannot say this, it's in Swedish. It's a program in Sweden that deals with e-waste in Sweden. And the awareness about students handling harmful chemicals ended up in preschool, never committing to the upcycling project with e-waste. Is it something you consider in your work with e-waste?
So here I have shared, so we are, as a PYP teacher, we don't go basically into the e-waste materials which are harmful for students. So that is the reason I have written in my chat box. We use old broken CDs and keyboards, mouse part, broken circuit board parts, breaking them into smaller parts, obviously under supervision, and then sorting out with colors and creating, pasting them with the help of glue on a canvas or a waste cardboard or anything wooden base, and creating an art piece into a mosaic art, so which is also a very initiative and a useful thing which we can have a masterpiece later on.
Thank you, Manisha. And there are a few questions about getting in touch with ambassadors from Cameroon, but I see that you have responded in the chat already, Lemon, so thank you. And finally, from Patricia, Winnie, how can she join Marimba?
She can come to Harare. Thanks.
Would love to. Absolutely.
Okay, I will find out which country you are in, and when we visit, we can play together.
Sounds good.
Right, back to you, Kendra. We have asked all the questions. Thank you.
Perfect. Maybe I'll give one opportunity. Does anybody have a question that they did not place in the chat that they would like to ask Lamont, Ben, Manisha, or Winnie? Please feel free to raise your hand. We can take maybe one or two questions before we close. No? Okay, well, as a tradition for Global Schools, we like to take a photo of everybody at the end of our professional development session. So I ask everybody to please turn on your cameras if you feel comfortable doing so, and we will take a group photo. Sarah, you're quite good at this. Do you mind if I delegate? Perfect. If your camera's not on, please turn them on if you feel comfortable.
All right, first slide, 3, 2, 1, smile. And one more, please. 3, 2, 1, smile. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Sarah. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Cheerio.
Thank you all.
Thank you.